All right, on to the next one. First up, fighting out of the blue corner, Joshua Fleck.
And to start your career off 0-3, the roller coaster of emotions you go through, is this really for me? Should I be doing this? To start your pro career that's with you forever, to bounce back and get a win over such a tough kid that trains out of such a good gym is huge. It's huge for your confidence, and look for him to keep this confidence going into his fight here tonight against Heston.
And his opponent this evening, fighting out of the red corner, Heston.
Heston making his way to the cage, undefeated as a pro, undefeated as an amateur, 1-0 as a pro. Made his debut in March of 2025 as a pro. Won via TKO in round number 2. Uses long strikes well, times his takedowns really well, and uses his strikes to disguise those takedowns.
Yeah, Heston's super exciting to watch. You can tell by his frame, he's super long and dangly and uses that to set up his jiu-jitsu. It's so frustrating, Matt, you're a black belt presenting jiu-jitsu. You know how, and you might be that guy sometimes where you're so long and when you're going against someone shorter than you, you're able to like put your legs up and find triangles and arm bars and go for omoplatas and just be funky. And he does that so well. He's constantly, if he's on his back, he's fishing for submissions. Omoplata, rolling to a triangle, trying to fish for a deep half to end up on top. Steven Heston's jiu-jitsu game is top-notch.
That's something I always think about when it comes to jiu-jitsu and MMA. The guys who are just more active often land those submissions. They just throw those submissions up. I always talk about Anthony Pettis submitting Vincent Henderson. It wasn't necessarily that he had better jiu-jitsu, but he was so active off his back, able to submit Vincent Henderson way back in the day.
Yeah, if you're throwing up shots like that, you're bound to make one.
We'll take a look here at the tail of the tape, brought to you by Gary Crossley Ford.
Joshua Fleck is 4 years the elder, both weighed under the 170-pound welterweight limit, and Heston will have a 2-inch reach advantage.
Let's send it up to Jason Evans to get us started.
This welterweight bout is brought to you by Gary Crossley Ford. Experience the Crossley difference at Missouri's #1 Ford dealer. Fighting out of the blue corner, Joshua Fleck. And fighting out of the red corner, Steven Heston.
So you ready? Steve, you ready? Fight, gentlemen.
Stephen Heston, Joshua Fleck underway here at FAC 34.
Now as we're in the pro section of the card, we'll see a lot more feints from both fighters. Now with more experience, winging overhand right, lands on the chin there from Stephen Heston.
Knees up the middle here by Fleck. Heston ripping the body though.
Yeah, little up elbows there in the clinch. I like that. It's real easy to slice, especially when there's movement on the other side, right? If they move their head into it, it just separates the skin and that causes cuts real easy.
And this is what Fleck does really well, getting inside position, keeps that good head position.
Yeah, was very active in the clinch when he had it. Grabbed the plum clinch or a tie clinch, was active with the knees and active with the elbows.
Looking to drag Heston down to the ground here.
Can definitely tell he has a lot of experience in the clinch. And we saw this in the fight with Mason Pillow, with Fleck, just him using his physicality and his strength to push Pillow up against the fence, and he's doing the same thing here right now to Heston.
Heston able to turn, put Fleck's back against the cage for a moment here, trying to find that tie clinch.
And watch for an elbow here from this inside position. Yeah, whoever has the inside ties, they're going to look to elbow off of that.
Looks like some blood maybe coming from the nose here of Heston. Or cut above the lip, hard to tell.
Fleck very active with these knees. Heston lands a knee of his own, and that looks to target the liver there on the right side of Fleck.
Both these guys doing a good job of striking on the breakaways too, right? As soon as they get just enough space, throwing some knees up there, some shots to the body.
That knee seemed to have froze Heston there temporarily. If I'm Heston, I'm disengaging in this clinch. Fleck seems very comfortable here, very active, definitely some Muay Thai experience with the elbows and knees.
Just on your cue there, breaks away, trying to find some space. Looks like a small cut under the left cheek there of Heston.
Yeah, if I'm Heston, I'm keeping it more at this range. I'm not tying up because Fleck, you can tell he's just so comfortable there. Look at these elbows, the way he ties up. He's grabbing the crown of the head, not the back of the neck. That's experience in Muay Thai.
Big takedown here by Fleck. Lands in the half guard of Heston, who is searching for a Kimura.
Yeah, immediately fishing for Kimura, and this is what Heston does. You can't just chill out on top and catch your breath. He's making you work. He's constantly fishing for submissions off his back. So Fleck needs to be on his P's and Q's here. Incoming triangle, omoplata. This is what I was talking about during his walkout. He's so active off his back. But so far, so good from Fleck. Staying disciplined. Hard to see exactly where that cut is on Heston. I'm getting a better look at it now. It's right under the eye. And that had to be from one of those elbows inside.
And Sean, I'm sure you could take us through this, but the cut under the eye, not as much of a danger when it comes to finishing a fight, right, as one above it.
Absolutely. No cuts are great, but all things being equal, you want to be cut under the eye. You don't want to be cut in the eyelid. Those are the types of cuts that are going to get the referee's attention and then ultimately bring in the physician.
Heston out here playing with the higher guard. Fleck's going to want to shut that down by posturing up. The higher the guard becomes, the more dangerous there is for submission attempts, triangles, arm bars, omoplatas. But so far, great job by Fleck to shut that down, really digging his head into the chin of Heston to shut down any type of submission attempt.
Just because Stephen Heston is on the bottom from a judge's perspective does not mean that he is losing. Some judges unfortunately see it that way. Stephen Heston is being active on the bottom, but you see this excellent top control thus far from Joshua Fleck. Positional control and also landing these strikes.
Yeah, and Fleck was able to land some really good ground and pound there with a good amount of posture, but the trade-off in getting that posture is you create space as Heston is on his way back up to his feet.
pressure by Fleck here to finish out the round number 1.
Stop! Clean break.
And he stays so active in that clinch. He's constantly throwing knees, elbows, little shoulder strikes. Great first round from Fleck there. Looking to play spoiler here tonight as a plus 600 dog. Here we see in the replay, brought to you by Apple Roofing. We see them trading elbows in the clinch. Double leg on the fence. Locks his hands, push pulls, and gets the takedown where he ended up spending the remainder of the round on top, landing some good ground and pound. For the most part, Stephen Heston was able to stifle the offense, but towards the last part of the round, there was some good ground and pound landed by Fleck.
Sean, take us how you would score through that fight or that first round.
On my unofficial scorecard, 10-9 Joshua Fleck. It was very even from this standing position. You saw the continual turns, both fighters landing knees to the body. But once Stephen Heston was taken down, he was so active from the bottom. But as I was speaking about during round number 1, Joshua Fleck winning that round largely through his positional control as well as ground and pound from top position.
See what adjustments both fighters make here as we head into round number 2.
5 German.
Big flying push kick there off the bat from Stephen Heston. Fleck throws a body kick of his own.
Yeah, and if I'm Heston, I'm avoiding any tie-up at all costs, especially a traditional tie clinch.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to break away there, but Fleck relentless with the pressure and landed some nice knees to the body in here.
Yeah, and he doesn't discriminate with those knees and the targets they're going to. The liver, he throws a little hinge knee too, which is very Muay Thai-esque, that almost targets the rib, and he'll go up to the head with it. And it just keeps you guessing. You don't know where the knee's coming from. And you can tell they're getting to Heston.
Yeah, Heston seemed to be trying to create that space and keep away from Fleck, but Fleck follows him right to the cage, works to the back here. Just relentless with the strikes.
Yeah, just very sticky here, staying on him, not giving him a chance to think, breathe, just smothering.
That's what I was just about to say, an exhausting spot to be too, right? If you're pinned up against the cage like that, one of the most exhausting things is this up and down wrestling and being suffocated up against the cage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you can tell Fleck is comfortable here. He likes a dirty, grimy fight. It is suffocating, however, though. You know, you got a cut underneath your eye, you're tasting pennies in your mouth, and a knee's going to your rib, a knee's going to your liver, a knee's going to your head now, and then you're worried about elbows coming at you. It's a very high pace that could get you tired.
Yeah, and add the knees to the body and into that mix.
This is excellent Muay Thai. Fleck's very dangerous in that clinch.
Good takedown defense so far from Heston here, but
he does need to
in on the double.
He does need to watch his neck. I mean, Heston has great jiu-jitsu. Counters that guillotine, though, beautifully by ending up cross sides. Now lacing up the legs of Heston. You talked about this, Matt. This is an exhausting pace.
Fleck on the front headlock here, looking for the guillotine.
Has a chin strap grip now.
Yeah, and this is something we saw earlier in the night, kind of selling out, going to guard for the guillotine. Fleck doing a really good job of using it to stay on top and work to the back and maintain that top control and positioning with that front headlock.
Yeah, and that's just fight IQ too. Was fishing for the neck. No, he didn't have it, but was really just almost started crowbarring with it. Again, that gets you tired. If you're pushing my head into the ground and I'm trying to pick it up and then I'm fighting a guillotine and then I get back up to my feet and I'm continue to get kneed, this is a very, very exhausting pace.
Heston looking for a takedown of his own. His coach, Trey Ogden, calling for him to disengage from this position.
Deep in on a takedown now himself is Heston. Good on Fleck to separate his legs. Conor McGregor, that was his go-to defense on double legs. He'd go split guard on the fence, and it kind of unlocks the hands.
Heston working to the back now, looking to try to dump Fleck, but good balance. Stays on the feet, does Fleck.
Yeah, trying to go for lift and douse is Heston, and Fleck did a great job just going dead weight, having him carry the weight, and that helps you keep your balance.
Turns back in, gets double underhooks here.
Now, having called 2 of Fleck's fights, I can tell just by watching him, he's very physical. He's a strong guy. For him to be doing this to Heston and what he did to Pillow, it makes you think that he feels physically, he has that farmer strength. I'm sure you've trained with people, Matt, that just have that grip.
And Jeff, it's that relentless pressure. That's why Joshua Fleck is negating the outstanding grappling of Stephen Heston. He's taking away time, he's taking away space on the ground and standing.
And doing it very, very well. I mean, so far has stifled any offense that Heston can have.
Nice knee to the body there by Fleck. But Stephen Heston able to turn him, put Fleck back against the cage, but immediately Fleck right back to that good head positioning with double underhooks.
And the story of this round, I'm sure scoring-wise as well, Sean, 31 strikes for Fleck to the 5 of Heston.
And Jeff, to your point, the number one criteria when you're judging professional MMA under the in-fight rules is effective striking / effective grappling. We're seeing both from Joshua Fleck. Although there's the beautiful takedown from Stephen Heston.
Comes at the end of the round though. Round number 2 comes to an end. Stephen Heston secures the takedown, but Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, probably a little too late.
It's late. There's a thing called primacy recency, and when I teach refereeing courses and judging courses, I talk about this. Is humans, we have a tendency to remember the first thing that we saw and the last thing that we saw. But judges are taught, forget about primacy recency. You do not reward Stephen Heston for that takedown at the end of the round any more than if he hit it in the opening 10 seconds or somewhere in the middle of the round. Fighters often think that they can steal a round, and that's simply a misnomer. It was a great takedown from Stephen Heston, but the judges are looking at the totality of that round. We go back to the number one criteria, effective striking / effective grappling. Jeff, you talked about it with the strike stats that Joshua Fleck outlanding Stephen Heston, but also it was the grappling and largely the standing grappling of Joshua Fleck. 10-9, 2018 Joshua Fleck on my unofficial scorecard heading into the third and final round.
Unofficial, but also pretty official. Sean Wheelock, very, very, ultra veteran of the game. Been around the sport longer than probably I've been alive. So, expert opinion here. We're thinking Stephen Heston needs a finish if he wants to win this fight.
He's coming out aggressive, trying to get in the face of Fleck, but Fleck goes right to those big knees from the plum clinch.
Sorry, but if I'm in the corner of Heston, I'm telling him avoid the plum clinch, avoid the Muay Thai clinch. If we want to be 50-50s, that's okay, but the second he grabs your head, we're out of there because he is nasty in there. This is Muay Thai 101.
Yeah, and even as some of these are getting blocked, it's vicious to the body, right? Eating those big, just to your forearms, doesn't feel good.
Exactly. Even when they're blocked, this is like a baseball bat going to your arms. And this is a clinic right now. This is there's a Muay Thai tournament every year. It's called the TBA in Iowa. You see a lot of this there. I've competed there twice when I was underage and I was a minor. This is what you see. You see a lot of this tie-up. Plum clinch, you grab the crown of the head, and oi, oi, oi. You hear some cool sounds as you get kneed.
That tie clinch, something Anderson Silva made famous in MMA over Rich Franklin. Again, most of my references are 2009 to 2011, but I think everybody's familiar with Anderson Silva there.
Jeff Molina knows in commentating with me, I drop a lot of 1994 references, so you're all good there.
I learn a lot calling with Sean.
Honored to have veteran voice Sean Wheelock on the mic with us here for the pro fights, taking us through the judging and scoring here at FAC 34. Heston looking for a takedown, but
he had success with the takedown at the end of the last round, so not shocked for him to go back to it, but this is what he wants to avoid, this collar tie, where he grabs the back of his head and Fleck grabs the back of his head. So far, Fleck's been the sharper fighter inside this Muay Thai clinch.
3 minutes to work with here in round number 3.
And there's just no space to breathe, right? Even when Stephen puts his head on the shoulder of Fleck to kind of get a breather, he gets a shoulder bump to a knee, to an elbow. And it's definitely taking effect now on Heston. Now he's slowed down. And I can't blame him. I mean, anybody would get tired at this pace.
Yeah, Stephen Heston definitely conditioned, ready for this fight, but man, Joshua Fleck pouring it on here. Just relentless pressure, exhausting pace. Looking to secure another takedown here late in round number 3.
Good job in defending the takedown here from Heston, but he needs something big. I mean, what a performance so far by Fleck. Plus 600 underdog coming into this fight. He's no stranger to playing spoiler, and so far he's doing just that.
Heston eating some really big knees up the middle here.
Knee right to the gut. You saw that almost collapse Steven there for a second.
You know, there hasn't been a pause in the strikes. They've been in the clinch. A lot of times you see 2 guys in the clinch and it's dead time. Here it is not. Both these guys staying super active, throwing knees, throwing uppercuts.
I love this. If you're a fan of Muay Thai, this is Muay Thai 101. The gut-wrenching knees.
Head kick there by Fleck.
And look, when Flex grabs the head for the plum clinch, he's not grabbing the neck. You're strong in the neck. He's grabbing the crown of your head, and he's making you look down, and that's exhausting. If you've ever wrestled folk style, we do the same thing in folk style. We grab the crown of your head, and we force you to look down. You're trying to look up the entire time. That's exhausting. He's going to feel this in his neck tomorrow, is Heston.
Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou won. Think about how Stipe just weighed on the head of Francis to drain the gas tank that entire fight.
Exactly. Corner of Stephen Heston, imploring him to sell out, some sort of submission, a Kimura or guillotine, but
just 20 seconds left in the fight.
Fleck really not giving him any opportunity to do so.
Heston looking for a Kimura here late in the round. Not enough time left.
Stop! Clean break.
Wow.
As round number 3 comes to an end.
Great fight. Incredible fight.
Relentless pressure there by Joshua Fleck the whole time to stay in the face of the longer striker when it comes to Stephen Heston and drain that gas tank.
And you just nailed that. That's the key word in this fight from a judging perspective is pressure. Stephen Heston is such a brilliant grappler. He's so creative, but that was negated by that pressure of Joshua Fleck. You know this as a high-level black belt. You have to have time and space to find your subs, especially when you're so creative as Stephen Heston is. Joshua Fleck was relentless. He really won this fight. Not just, Jeff, to your point from the Muay Thai clinch, which was brilliant drop from Joshua Fleck, but in that standing upper body wrestling position continually along the fence. Stephen Heston was playing defense while Joshua Fleck was playing offense standing throughout this fight.
Yeah, brilliant performance really from Fleck.
We will send it up to Jason Nevins to give us the official scorecards.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for these fighters going the distance tonight. Judge Geary scores about 30-27. Judge Miller scores about 30-27. And Judge Marquez scores about 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Joshua Fleck!
Brilliant performance from Fleck. Takes the O away from another undefeated fighter from the same camp. I mean, that was a very impressive performance. Just very dominant, nasty in the clinch. I mean, that was just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and as you said, Sean,